purposely the same title, man, on purpose. Um, I ain't gonna say whoever needs to come in to receive the information, they will. You know what I mean? It's on purpose that I keep the same title. I'm not gonna sit here and make different titles and shit. But I sat back and I thought about it, and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna keep the same fucking title for all of it until I'm ready. Till I know for sure that I want to make it a different title. Until then, it's gonna be the same shit. All right, so after that's been said, we're gonna do some. We're gonna find some investment shows to tune into coming up. Um, we're gonna have some financial shows to tune into. Learn about. Of course, I'm gonna write all this shit down too, y'all. We're gonna learn about AI, the business of AI and stuff like that. What kind of classes and courses? Of course, if you guys put your comments in the comment section, I can go a little bit harder and make some things significant for you all, as far as like what we can do together. You know what I'm saying? As far as moving on to our financial path together. I mean, as far as like what we're gonna talk about, you know what I mean, and all of that shit there. Okay? Because to me that is like super important. Very, very important to do. You're gonna learn what investment is. You know how I do the etymology of the damn word and shit. We gonna learn about not just about investments and what kind of investments to get into, but we also gonna get into how do I say this? We're gonna get into understanding what it means for us to invest into whatever it is that we're investing into, or whatever we're saying that we're going to do investments into, right? We're going to understand the finance world and how the finance is working. You know, how they, everybody keep telling us that out of the system and AI is taking over. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna really do some research on AI. Like, is AI beneficial? Is AI taking over? Because even when I was in class, I'm not gonna hold you. I told you already. They was talking about AI. And AI, people using AI as their personal writing assistant. Yes. I was thinking about this yesterday when I was talking about the MAGA people, right? And I was like, these people live under a rock, right? Their reality, what they think this world is, like, because I saw this retarded shit about the Bad Bunny guy, right? Um, and I was like, okay, what's the problem? And everybody was saying because he's Puerto Rican. I'm like, well, Puerto Rico is America. You know, it's been that way since whatever time. Hawaii was the first place to be a part of America. They're American. They're not just they're Puerto Rican. You don't even need a passport to go to Puerto Rico. And so there was a young girl talking. She didn't know that. I knew that because she was like 21. I was like, you don't even need a passport to go to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is an American place. It's like so many people in America go to Puerto Rico, right? And so, and in Hawaii too. So many Americans live in Hawaii, right? So I was like, MAGA just these people don't really live in the real world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, yeah, these people don't live in the real world. Like, who believe this? Like, they really believe the shit they believe? Like, that's crazy. Like, they think only like when was I don't even watch sports, y'all. But the one thing I do know is I always cared about who the fuck performed at the Super Bowl because I was one of those. And whenever I watched the Super Bowl, it was always ethnic. Wasn't Michael Jackson, James Brown, Rihanna? I know I'm jumping timelines here. Whitney Houston have been in a few goddamn time, few goddamn time. Christina Aguilera, all these people, all these R&B and hip hop people for the Super Bowl. So I was kind of confused. Like, what is the problem? So this again is poverty frequency. This is a poverty mentality. You think if I go to an event and Trump is there, I would not shake Trump's hand? You damn right I'll shake Trump's hand. See what I'm saying? Hell, you damn right I would shake Trump's hand. I sure would. You think if I go to an event and and it's Kamala Harris there, hell yeah, I'll take a picture with Kamala Harris. Hell yeah, I'll take a picture with Kamala Harris. Okay? Because when you are riding the wealth frequency, this honestly, that's where you're going to end up being anyway. Even if it's not Donald Trump, it's not. You might end up with the politician in your neighborhood, your local politician. You see what I'm saying? Like, what else I wanted to say here? Getting up. Now, y'all remember I said, man, fuck this getting up early shit. I can't do no 5 a.m., right? And I ain't even gonna try to do it. Whatever time I get up is whatever early time I get up and start my day and do my work. Y'all remember I said that shit, right? So what makes me happy, right? Because even when I did my financial meeting today, right? 1 second, y'all. What had happened was she was like, well, you're well on your way. Because a lot of people, they just pay off all their bills and then they save, right? Whatever they have left. She was like, well, where did you learn the concept of paying yourself first? So, well, I've always heard it. I didn't really fully know I didn't fully understand it like I understand what it means now, right? And basically, I was paying myself first. I was doing it already. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't realize what I was doing. I didn't realize that's what I was doing. You feel what I'm saying? In the sense of now I have a full understanding of what pay myself first means. Do you get what I'm saying now? All right. So check it. As you ride the wealth frequency, right? This is what I've been trying to just tell y'all for the longest. I had to make sure I was still live for the longest. You will have to be very, very prepared for doing things subconsciously, right? And what that means is you're going to sit down and subconsciously you're going to be doing things that you yourself will not understand, okay? Meaning, like, not understand that you will just be flowing and doing, and then you'll come back around and realize, oh shit, this is what I was doing. I didn't even know that's what I was doing, right? And so when you come to that, right, you are going to come to realize that as a whole, and I mean this when I say this, you're going to start feeling happy and rewarding yourself. And I mean that shit. Like, you're going to start feeling happy and you're going to start rewarding yourself. You're going to start feeling happy and you're going to realize how smart you are, right? You are. You're going to realize how smart you are. You're going to come to the realization of how smarter you are becoming as well. And you're also going to wake up to something more, right? And what is that more that you're going to wake up to? You're going to wake up to the fact that you're getting somewhere with this. It's a slow process, but it's getting somewhere. But here is what you do in between that from what we've been talking about before. You make sure that you are, how do I say this? You make sure that you are the one who is still building your path. You make sure that you're the one that, as you still build your path, right, while you keep focused on the mission. The mindset and frequency of having this relationship with your money, right? The mindset of the frequency of not only making sure you have, a relationship with your money, and the mindset and frequency of still going and aiming for what it is that you're going and aiming for. You're still on a mission. It's just that this time around, while you're on the mission, you are in a much more intellectual space, a much more wiser space of how you are on this mission, right? Riding the frequency of wealth, or the wealth frequency, riding the frequency of hold on, y'all, I gotta write this down. Riding the frequency of also being very focused and highly concentrated, right, is a thing that you have to also pay attention to, in the sense of understanding that, hold on, okay. It's a point of understanding that you got this. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you got this. And as you ride this frequency, right, I need you to recognize something, okay? And I'm being very serious when I say this to you. I need you to recognize that through all of this, right, it's for a purpose. And it's going to take a whole lot of faith, okay? It's going to have a whole lot of God-bodiness and believing in yourself that you will have it. But it's all about your mindset, okay? I get it, okay, that you sat here and you did all you could, right, to do what you can do, right? And you sat here and did all you could for doing all what you can do, right? But I realized the most powerful thing about all this shit, bro, is you have to stay on course. You hear me? You have to stay on course. And because you have to stay on course, this is a part of why everything is happening the way that it happens. Now, for those of you who may not have heard my story yesterday, right? I told the story of being irritated, right, with this situation with the manager. And I told the story of how my irritation is not with this manager. My irritation is with something deeper inside myself, right? I mean, I told this story. And what I had discovered from this situation with this manager, with the situation that's troubled deeper inside myself, is that what's going on is I am more angry at the fact of all the work that I have done, that I have put in, all the writing that I'm irritated, not angry, I'm irritated with all the work and writing that I have done and all the work that I have put in. And not once have I got what I really needed. Because don't get me wrong, I had a lot of money at that time. I saved, I did a lot. I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like a bitch was nothing. I'm not gonna do that. But I could have been more in the far as the accolades, okay, of what I could be today. You get what I'm saying? I could have been more as far as what life could be for me, right? As far as like being out there in my brand and everything, right? That's the part that gets irritated. And this is what came up for me when this situation happened yesterday at work, right? Because I was sitting here the other day, and while I was sitting here the other day, right? And well, actually yesterday, fuck the other day. This is all yesterday. And while I was sitting here yesterday, right, I come to realize that 1793, my next check. I'm happy that my spirit, that my internal self, that me, was wise enough to pick that up. I'm happy that I was wise enough to realize, okay, it's not about what I think it's about. You feel me? I'm wise enough that I came to that. I'm wise enough that I came to realizing that I didn't fucking sit here and let that shit toss and turn me and control my life and make my life be what the fuck it's not. You understand what I'm saying? I'm glad I didn't do that. And I hope you understand what I'm saying. I could have went down that goddamn rabbit hole. Everybody hate black women, right? I could have went down the rabbit hole of blah 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 blah, and I could have went further down the rabbit hole of more bullshit. But I didn't do that. I took full responsibility for what was being reflected back to me. Full responsibility. Not blame, responsibility. I took my life back. I took my power back in that situation by saying, no, I ain't irritated with just the fact that the job is asking me to do too much for what they paying me. I'm not irritated about that. I'm irritated about the fact that I put so much into whatever I've done and I don't see the results of it. That's my true irritation. Okay? And that's what my spirit picked up strong. And I'm proud of myself for that. Right? Right? Okay. I'm also proud of myself for Okay, good. Deciding to finally face the things that I didn't know how to face with my money, such as my check. Okay. Right. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for doing that. I applaud myself. This needs to go to the self-assessment book. I applaud myself for doing that. Right. What I'm saying is these were things that I already knew. I need to check. I need to look at my money. I need to look at my check. I need to see where my money's going. I need to understand what I'm paying. I need to see how much money I'm really bringing in. I need to know whatever it is I need to know about where the fuck my money is going and how to keep up with my money. I need to know what it is when I'm filling out this W 2 form. What am I filling out? What does it mean to fill out these different parts of the W 2 form? And then on top of learning how to fill out my W 2 form, I can also sit down and learn how to also add more money. Do you know I had a family member who's an accountant, and these are the things I would try to reach out to them for, and they would never want to help me. And I think that that's so fucked up when I think about that shit now, y'all. I think that's so fucked up. That's cruel to me because these are things I'm going to teach my children. Okay? These are things that I'm going to put in their heads like, here, you need to know what this means. You need to know what this is, right? You need to know what etc. is. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play this video. I gotta write something down real quick. I'll be back. Okay. Oh, I figured. Yes. Be quiet. Be quiet. Oh, for sure. Oh, yes. Oh, I forgot I had fucking really. Ooh, oh shit. Days I need. I gotta put. Okay. I just got a letter. I just got a letter. That's all y'all hear me in the background go, oh shit, I forgot about that. Okay. So now, before I get ready to biddity bounce, I don't know if y'all take notes from her. I take a lot of notes from her. Okay. Was that the 13th? All right. So here's the thing, y'all. Um, um, it was something here she said that stood out to me. This is life changing. Okay. This is life changing. Okay. Because, excuse me for that, like, I know I pause a lot because I got to gather my thoughts. I do. I gather my thoughts because it's so much that it's not a lot. It's just like I take it in slowly. Like I take in the information real slow. And I think about what are the next steps for me, right? Now, I know I was sick. And so my financial path is like starting over. You know what I'm saying? Like literally starting over. Um, Even with the birthday help, appreciate y'all with the birthday help and all that. I'm still starting over. It's like my next check is going to look like my first check, right? And so with that, I don't really need it because I done been there for a while, so I know my rhythm. But with that, I'm starting to also come to the realization that, hey, what are me and you going to do? Meaning how I talk to my money. What are me and you going to do moving forward? You got to know your money, people. I need you to hear me very closely. You got to know your money. Make sure you know exactly what you're getting paid at work. Okay? You hear me? Make sure you know exactly what you're getting paid. The exact number. Make sure you know if you want more, you know what you are requesting for when you say that you want more. Uh-huh. Also, I also feel like this. Okay? You appreciate what you have. That's why you talk to your money. That's why you build a relationship with your money, right? You learn to appreciate your money. And this is where you begin to build yourself up of what other money or what other streams of income do you need to start making? Okay? What other streams of income in your life do you need to start doing and how you need to invest into yourself? You can do it. But don't look at yourself sad because you may not like what you make in an hour. Like I said, if you've been there long enough, you can request for. I think after you've been to a job for a year, you're supposed to get a raise. Honestly, make sure you pay attention to the person who handles your money. You know your money. Why do you need to know your money? Okay. So when you come into any office or anything's missing or anything, you can immediately recognize it. So when you go and you present some shit to somebody and you can't be like, I need my money, I need my money. I mean, people will be like, I need my money, I need my money, I didn't get my money at work, and they still don't get their money. versus people I've seen that be like, I need my money, and they can break down with a piece of paper, pen, whatever, that this is their money, this is what's missing, and this is what they're supposed to have. Those people get their money much faster. It puts you in a better position of power. Keep in mind too that I'm gonna say it again. Don't take this as a joke. See, I know somebody who they talked about this money shit. You know what I'm saying? I remember they talked about this money shit, getting money and all that shit. They talked about this. You know, they had flashy things and stuff, but their life didn't really live that shit. Their life didn't really reflect it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many things I thought about later on in life, and I was like, man, that person' life didn't really reflect what the fuck they was talking about. They ain't really lived that shit. And we got too many people like that. You know? It's it's more than we want to wreck than we want to give acknowledgement to. But it's too many people like that in this world. And honestly, a lot of us are tired of those kind of people in the world. You know what I mean? Honestly, a lot of us we don't want to be disappointed no more by these type of people. Let me just be the catalyst. You understand? Let me be your catalyst. Let me be the one that you take this journey along with me. You feel me? Let us take it together. You find a podcast or investment show, whatever you want us to play. Yes, here we go ahead and listen to that together. Something you want to look into, let's look into it together. You understand? All of these different type of things. That way, we take this journey together. I'm not gonna sit here and flex like I got bread like that. I'm not gonna sit here and flex like I got it like that because I don't. No, let me not say it like that because it's not about having it like that. I'm aligning. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting into alignment. I'm appreciating my divine supply, right? I'm getting into an energetic space of making more wiser financial decisions. I watched a family member go from spending a lot, having a lot, to being like, I'm super cheap now. I'm cheap as fuck when it comes to my money. Okay? Super stingy, super cheap about my money. And that's not how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? That's not how the laws go. You know what I'm saying? You're here learning something that you probably never even heard before. I learned about the laws of money. I had that book for a little bit. I knew it was a book on it. I just wasn't brave enough to face my money. Can you believe that? I wasn't brave enough to face. I can admit that. I was not brave enough to face my money. I was not brave enough to really look at my money. And so now I'm brave enough to look at my money. I'm brave enough to face my money. And that's what it's about. It's about having that bravery, about having that heart. Like, okay, now it's time. Now it's time. Right? This is my wealth right here. When I told you, I keep going on this damn microphone talking to y'all. I was supposed to been hang up talking to everybody in August. But damn, now today I don't want to talk today. Today is a day that I don't want to talk at all when I go to work. Okay, like just I pulled the card and I saw the five of swords and I was like, man, I don't feel like fucking talking. But let's go. 6.7K views. That's not enough views for this information. It's really not. Gotta go.